What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode 221 of the Kind of Funny Gamescast.
Old enough to drink.
It is.
221.
Yes. As always, I'm Tim Gettys, joined by one of the coolest dudes in video games, Greg Miller.
Check to check.
And you can find him streaming on twitch.tv/FM3_ or support him with his creator code on the Epic Store. There you go.
Perfect timing for Fortnite Season 9. Thank you, Tim.
The best hair in the biz, Fran Mirabella. Shout out to Fran Fridays, all that stuff, right?
Thank you,
Yeah,
good
anything
sir.
else you want to?
No, that's solid. Appreciate the support, everybody. He's doing so good.
And Andrea Renee, you can find her in What's Good Games. You can also find her playing Tales of Soul Solution on her mobile device. What are you playing? What is this?
Legend of Soulguard.
What is it?
So it's a match.
game.
It's a match 3 strategy game that's very similar to Might and Magic Heroes. Oh,
Bring it just there you go.
where's the? Oh, there it is.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it.
I can't hear you, Andrea.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it from
Yeah, we
from that
got
far
it.
away.
It's one of them ad games.
Kind of see it.
It's one of them ad
It's
games.
one of them ad games.
You know,
That
there's a lot
of
is so
strategy
accurate.
involved.
Do you mean it's ad driven or that it's
No, it's one of
no.
those games that when you're playing any other game, an ad for this shit pops up.
That sounds right. I mean, it is a free to play.
Andrew's like, you know what? Yeah, that checks out.
It's a free-to-play game with microtransactions. It's a king game, so it's set up very much like you would anticipate it to be. We did a sponsored stream for them
There it
last
is.
August,
No,
but I could have stopped playing it
I'm joking.
in
Yeah,
September if I
got-
wanted to.
Got its hooks in you.
Dude, I
This
played it
actually
on the-
reminds me, and
on
I'm
the
doing
regular.
it because we're a long time ago. You know, we were sponsored by Marvel Puzzle Quest, and after Endgame, I've been thinking like, I want
it
to play more
time?
Puzzle
Am I going
Quest. I'm downloading Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Because
right now.
Andrea, I just flew back from Vancouver, and
Yes.
for the flight, I was like, you know what I'm going to play? I'm not going to play my Switch. I'm putting that thing aside. I'm going to play a little Kingdom Rush.
Yes, Vengeance.
And then I hit download, and it was like, you need to be attached to Wi-Fi to
Oh,
download
you can't
this.
do
And I was
LTE.
like, well, shit. So I didn't get to play.
That
Have you
must
been
just
playing?
be a setting in your app store.
Yeah, it's definitely a setting
is
in
it?
your app store.
Yeah, because you
Is
can.
it? Because I swear
It
I've
is.
run into that.
No,
Yeah,
you
go
can
ahead.
choose to download on your data if you want
you have
to.
unlimited
you just
data.
no, you don't have to have unlimited. You just have to.
Well, I mean,
make
it's
sure your
unlimited.
settings
foolish to
say.
use all your data otherwise. That's all I'm saying. Like,
That's
2
weird. I don't know,
gigabytes
'cause
of
I-
a game, like,
I'd imagine my settings are set to like the don't give a fuck mode because I'm fucking Tim Gettys. But regardless, I did not get to play. Have you been playing at all?
Yes, I actually played it on my flight back from LA, and I was just there for the Borderlands thing.
How
last
does
week.
it hold up?
Oh, it's amazing. They've added a lot of new things. So they have a different tier, a more advanced tiered RPG system built in. And they have achievements are back, but now the achievements give you in-game rewards. You can use that currency to buy other things in the shop, which I really like. So it's like you're incentivized to go for the achievements now instead of them just being like bragging rights or whatever. You actually
Kingdom
get
Rush.
something for them.
Kingdom Rush.
Vaguely
Yes.
It's probably my favorite mobile tower defense game of all time. There's like four of them.
Tower defense? Yes, I'd say. I would say that Kingdom Rush is right behind Peggle Blast as my
Oh,
favorite
yeah,
mobile game of
Peggle?
all time.
oh, you played
So good.
Vengeance. I see.
Vengeance is the new one.
well, yeah, it came out like I think in November of last year, so it's the newest one for sure.
Okay, yeah, it looks
but they're
good.
all really good. And they have multiple heroes back. You get like the first 2 or 3 for free, and then you unlock some. But they allow you to buy heroes right from the beginning of the game if you choose to. It's a $4.99 game. Absolutely worth the $5.
I paid
Purchases
it.
soon.
So did I.
Couldn't download it.
I feel like one of these days, Ironhide will find out that I've been talking about their games forever and be like, hey, we'll give you a code. But I've never bothered reaching out because I don't mind paying for their games
Yeah.
because they're really good.
There you go. Where are we? Patreon supporters at the silver membership or above get to watch the show live as we record it, like so many people are doing right now. You can get the show 3 days early and get the full exclusive pre and post show that we do. Shout out to our Patreon producers for this month, James Hastings and Mohammed. You can watch this show on Mondays on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and roosterteeth.com, or you can listen on your favorite podcast service. Just search for Kinda Funny Gamescast. I want to get right into the games that we've been playing. Fran, Fortnite Season 9.
Oh, yeah.
It's upon us.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys got to check it out. Fortnite
haven't
Season
yet.
9 officially launched overnight, and it is... So what they did, spoilers, in the last season, they had that really cool live in-game event, which, by the way, didn't work for everybody, including me. I logged on, and it didn't work.
He's not bitter about it, though.
I'm very bitter. I missed the live event where a volcano exploded, destroyed some of my favorite spots, but Tilted Towers and Retail Row. And anyway, long story short, we're like, oh, that's a bummer. And then here we are just about a week or so later, and they rebuilt them into these neo mega mall tower, like it's these futuristic cities that have sprung up in those areas, and the style's pretty cool. And what they've added are what are they called? They're like these rings, tubes of air.
Futurama.
Basically, yes. But you basically wish through these tubes of air in certain areas. You can actually, there's physics to them. So while you're in the tube, you can go up and down and get some physics, and at any time you can break out of them, and it launches your glider. So there's stuff like that. Obviously, the new battle pass is out and all that fun stuff. The big news as well is that they have vaulted the pump shotgun, which took forever for them to like bring back and get right. And they vaulted it, but they brought back this new thing called the combat shotgun. I've only used it a little bit. It's a semi-automatic, but there's certainly a discussion around that, but too early to say whether it's good or bad. I'll be curious if.
What's the battle pass look like? I'm connecting on mobile right now to take a glance at it.
You know what? I like glanced through it like all battle passes. It's just chock full of stuff. These
but I mean,
days,
the costumes. Are you unlocking cool costumes this time around?
Yeah, they're these like future. It's interesting because it's a little like
Going
Tron-like.
back in, dude?
it's a little closer to Back to the Future's future.
Oh.
That's the vibe. I should have said that. To me, when I watched it, it's got like this almost 80s neo future. Yeah, and they have a cool trailer for it that I'd recommend checking out. But anyway, I think the season looks good. Yeah, Andy's here. Did you get to see it?
I'm really stoked on it. The stupid hamster balls are still in the game. I don't like that.
They didn't vault those.
They did not vault them.
What is vaulting?
When they just take it
like
away
Disney.
out of the game.
I was gonna say, you know what a Disney Vault is? The exact same thing.
It really is. They
okay,
put it
cool.
away and like it may or
Limited
may not
time?
ever come
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
It may or may not come back or whatever. But so Fran, you were talking about how the pump shotgun got vaulted. They
combat
released stats at that like 26 of all kills in the most recent big tournament that they had were all that pump. So they just are looking for alternatives, I guess.
Yeah.
The thing I'm really excited about, Greg, is that one of the starter skins, one of the upgradable ones, is a Gundam, pretty much.
I fucking
like
love
it's a
Oh
robot.
yeah, that's true. It is cool.
It's a robot that like you as you keep leveling up, you like new shoulder pads and new pieces. It looks so fucking cool. Really excited for it.
Andy,
I think I'm gonna hop back in.
You got a creator code, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
What is it?
It's Maximum Cortez.
Maximum Cortez.
That's why we can't trust any of you. That's why we can't trust any of you
You're all
about
bought
Epic.
off.
I have a
All
question.
your
So
Epic coverage, boo.
for this the Gundam skin, does that increase the size of your player's hitbox then to other players? Like, is there a disadvantage to using some of these skins over the other ones?
I don't think so. No, I mean the male and the female.
They're really close to each other, I think, for the most part. It's a good question. I don't think it's a...
You're not getting that big?
Apex had that issue with, what's his name, and they had to fix it.
Gibraltar and all that stuff.
But
No,
I haven't heard any
there
of that.
was a skin recently where, you know those costumes where somebody makes it look like they're like riding a horse, but really it's their legs instead of the horse's legs or whatever. There was a costume recently like that where a guy was like in a llama kind of thing, but like his core hitbox stayed the same. Like, but it was really confusing because like you see this big thing and you kind of want to shoot at all of it, but only certain parts were getting hit.
Oh, that's how they solve for it. But
trick of the
I think
llama.
the new season looks good. It's just too early to say if the changes are a
Neo
problem or
Tilted
something.
looks cool.
I think this adding these big city areas after they destroyed those two, they're just two giant craters. It's nice that those are the two favorite spots for many people to land. So now they're like really interesting to go explore. So yeah,
Seems cool.
Are you better than Andy?
probably not. No, you play on
don't know.
PS4 or PC?
I haven't played in so long. I play on PS4.
You play a lot of Apex. So.
There was a while
Here's the
where
thing: is that when we were all playing, I was better than Andy. So I assure you, you're better than Andy.
But you guys play on console. Is the point, which is,
there was a while
Why
where I
didn't you?
felt like I was like, wow, I'm pretty decent, and then Apex came along and I moved on, and now I tried to play again during the Avengers limited time mode.
yeah.
And which, by the way, I hated. I thought it was not fun at all.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, I don't remember anything about this game.
Yeah,
Building
yeah.
is like just a foreign language to me now.
Yeah, right now I'm pretty bad. Like I did the live event, but I was playing a duo with someone who was really good, a friend of mine that I've been playing with for a while, and he's really good. But we got a win, and I got a couple kills, so I felt good. But I went in today, and I was like, nah, I'm terrible. So
Yeah.
it's just how the game goes. You got to practice.
Just go back to Switch.
Go back to Switch. That's where you get the wins. That's where you got all yours.
When we were playing like crazy on Switch, I was good, not great, obviously, but good. You know what I mean? I was getting the wins. I was feeling good. And then when I came back in December, I played strictly on PlayStation 4. And then there was a time by the end of it where I was like, I feel like I'm good on PlayStation 4. And I was like, this means if I went to Switch, I'd be a god. I could just go in there and never lose.
That's hilarious. Andrea, Mortal Kombat 11.
Yes.
Played through the campaign.
Yes.
Isn't it awesome?
It's so good, Tim. And per your recommendation, before I even began the campaign, I went into the tutorials and I did some of the more advanced ones as well. Not
Super
because
helpful.
I was trying to earn coins, but earning the coins is a nice bonus. But just as like a refresher on the defensive techniques specifically, because I think that's an aspect of fighting games that people don't spend enough time on, and it's so critical to success. So really loved what they did, particularly having the controller on screen and doing the demo where it highlights the timing
configuration you're
sequence
supposed
of
to do.
how you're supposed to push the buttons was incredibly helpful, because then way you can see where you're pushing the wrong buttons in the sequence, because the computer pushes them in red, and then when you push it, they show up in blue, so you can see where it overlaps or doesn't overlap and where you're screwing up. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just like double hitting buttons that I'm not supposed to be hitting. I was like, I really gotta not be so sloppy with my input. So that was really good. And then the campaign is really like this love letter to Mortal Kombat fans, and just really loved what they did with it. I thought the final boss fight was a little BS.
Usually
the way that they did it, but
yeah, that's
overall
fighting
super
games,
happy
though.
with it. The cutscenes looked awesome. I loved what they did with the
There's so
story.
many. Like,
yeah,
the thing is, like, I know we already
really
talked
gotta
about
check
this
it
a
out.
lot, but yeah, the campaign is so great, and the amount of cinematics is just mind blowing.
Yeah.
like there's about, I think, 3 hours of cinematics alone throughout this whole
Wow.
thing, and it's telling this like really cool, fun story that like is a love letter to fans. But even if you're not the biggest fan, like they definitely do a good job of explaining to you the relationships between everyone and why they kind of matter. Like even in the opening scenes of the game, it like sets up the Johnny Cage, Sonya, the daughter Cassie, and then there's future versions or past versions or whatever that you meet, and like the way that they all interact and the way that you then how that interacts with the gameplay itself is so cool. And I love that it has you constantly switching characters, being able to choose branching paths of which character you get to face. Like they'll be like Liu Kang and
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao, and it's like they
love
face
Kung
off
Lao.
against their past selves, and you have to choose which one you want to do for it to do that. But if you lose, you can be like, I'm going to try the other one, and it's like it changes things in little ways that don't really matter, but it's like even those have such love put into the dialogue of whether you're fighting this guy or that guy, and it's very cool.
And do you guys play other fighting games? I'm just curious. Like,
I enjoy fighting games. I'm horrible at them.
that's
but
what I find
Yeah.
interesting. You like just really like Mortal Kombat style
me,
and
it's
what
Mortal
it does, right?
Kombat.
I hate that. I do not. I'm definitely a Street Fighter guy. It's the
Oh.
the
See, I'm the
story's so
opposite.
great.
Like, I don't like the style of play in Street Fighter, but I will play Street Fighter. I much prefer Mortal Kombat is my definitive fighting game of choice. It's really the only fighting game that I will willfully play. I'll play other ones to try them out, like Tekken or Smash or what have you. But I mean, Mortal Kombat's
Interesting.
my
Yeah.
fave for sure.
I'm not a big button input guy.
Yeah.
I like the more like quarter
Joystick
circles and all
input
that
or
stuff.
whatever.
Yeah, like that makes a
Utilize
lot more
many
sense
tap.
to me.
Forward, back.
Yeah,
back,
this
back.
one it very much requires you to be precise with your button inputting. Like,
And the timing, yeah.
yeah, I mean, unless you're gonna play it on very easy, which of course, no shame, all about baby baby mode. But you have to like know which combos you're doing when and
Yeah,
really
you still have to
utilize
get the
those.
combos, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
interesting that
I
you
like
both
it.
you prefer the different games, but you both really love them.
Well, for me, it's the campaign is just so stellar. It's like the story's presented in such a fun way, and again, it makes the gameplay feel like it's earned. And every time there's a matchup, I'm like, it's not just like going through matchup after matchup after matchup. It like feels like, oh, I get why I'm doing
it
this.
sounds like the progression,
And
is
it
really
also
well
makes
done.
you play as a bunch of different characters, which like normally in games you just choose
You
one
choose
and you
one,
stick
and that's
with
that
it.
story, and then you do the other one.
Whereas this feels like a perfect introduction to all the characters, so you know who you want to main afterwards. It's very, very great stuff.
And I thought the whole time traveling thing with Chronica was going to be a little contrived, but it wasn't. They really brought it back in a way that made sense. And even though Mortal Kombat is clearly high fantasy and really wild in some of the fantasy suspension of disbelief you have to do, it still like felt like it was grounded in narrative reality, for lack of a better way of explaining it. It didn't feel like it was like they were taking like cheap narrative shots. I thought that it made sense and that was fluid and the story was cool and was great. And if you've at least seen like the 90s Mortal Kombat movie, you will enjoy this campaign.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I would say it made sense, but it made as much sense as the 90s movies did, and
Yeah.
I loved them. So there you go. We're all good. It's
Tim
all
almost
good.
spilled a nice
But I
coffee
did
on
it.
me, and he
But I
caught
didn't,
it.
though. You know what I mean?
It would have been fine. I'm wearing all
In
black
an
colors.
alternate reality.
Yes, exactly.
You are dead.
Fran, going back to you. Destiny 2,
Yes.
the secret mission.
Yeah, I
Whoa.
don't. I won't spoil anything major, but there's a new gun back from Destiny 1. I'm going to say it right now. You can plug your ears for 5 seconds. Outbreak Prime is back. It's called Outbreak Perfected. Whoa. They're back. But anyway, they bring in these new exotic
Thanks, Kevin.
quests. For some people, they want it to be a surprise. I honestly, the news is out. I think most fans know.
I don't think it's a spoiler. It's literally everywhere.
Some people, it is everywhere, but some people were very sensitive to it. So up to you if you want to talk about it. But the cool part in Destiny is these secret missions, exotic quest missions, and the last one was Whisper of the Worm, the sniper rifle. The mission itself was really cool. It surprised everybody at its complexity, its design. It's just it's got jumping puzzles. It's got little puzzle secrets within it as well. You have to figure things out to progress. It's a timed mission, and you earn some really cool stuff from it. And out of nowhere, they had a new mission come back for the new exotic gun, and it's really cool mission. Andrea said you didn't get to play it yet, right?
No,
you will like it.
not yet.
I think a lot of fans are some are saying it's better than Whisper of the Worm mission even. It's really cool, so I highly recommend if you're a Destiny fan, get back in. Be warned, however, it is a 690 level mission. If you're coming out of the last updates, you could be anywhere between 600 to 650. I think you can power level with the bounties up to 650, but you can't do it with a group of 650s.
The grind though from 650 to 690 is painfully slow.
It's
the
warning.
It's Destiny grind. Yeah, so for the Whisper mission, when I did it, the people in my clan just kind of pulled me through. The first time I did that Whisper mission, I didn't even get to the final boss fight room because I was so far back stuck on the jumping puzzle that one of the guys in my clan just ran ahead.
Yeah, to
and
try
was
to get it for you.
And was like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of all the bosses," because it was this timed mission.
Yeah.
And so by the time I made it to the final room, he saved a sliver of health on the
and let
final
you-
boss, so I could
okay.
get a shot in order to make sure that I got the rewards at the end.
Yeah.
And I was just dang.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it is again. But anyway, it was a fast note, and grats to Bungie for continuing to put this in the game. This is the type of stuff that fans want and frankly have been waiting for. This season they added some new modes, and it was Gambit Prime and Reckoning, and overall we're these are cool, but it's a mission like this that I think I'd use the word, it's more signature now to what Destiny has been doing.
But this isn't behind the paywall. This is part of the free seasonal content, right?
I believe, this is for everybody, right? Which is really cool. So, I don't think it's a season pass thing at all. It's funny. I always forget because I have the season pass to double check if it's for both, but I'm pretty sure that it is. Long story short, it's a cool mission. Get back out there. Yeah, you can check it out, and would love to see more of this. I also think other games can learn from it that do games as a service. These are, again, surprise missions that just the fans are playing, and that's how, it wasn't that they said, here it is. Fans are like, dude, there's this new mission popping up. What's going on? There's these nodes you got to figure out. The community comes together. There's a big group called Raid Secrets, a Discord that all these people across the world working together to solve it. They had a big snafu back earlier this year with the Niobe Labs is what it was. It was so crazy and convoluted, and they actually had a bug, I think, that stopped the puzzle from going. It was nuts, and people were trying to solve it for days. It's not like that at all. It was much more sane, and on the per hour scale was.
Fran, if people want to hear way more about your worm whispers and all that stuff, where could
Whisper of the Worm,
where could they listen?
If you want to hear my worm whisper, you can check me out.
No,
Not only,
Fran,
of course,
no.
on Twitch TV
Gross.
/FM3_. Appreciate your support there. But I am now a weekly part of the Destiny community podcast called DCP for shorthand, and you can check us out on Twitch Thursday nights after the Gamescast live Patreon broadcast, but on DCP_live.
There you go.
Over there, join in Tefty Teft, Miss 5000 Watts, Holtzman, Briar Rabbit, and Pope Bear sometimes, and I'm probably missing someone, but anyway, it's going to be a fun group.
Big old Pope Bear, what are you up to?
They're all great.
And the day's gone, Fran.
Yeah, I just wanted to make the fast note. I think maybe we could check in again later. I plan to stick with it. I've done 10 to 15 hours. I know that they patched up a lot of what Andrew and Greg talked about, but I've got a lot of feedback. There's definitely a lot of people who are like, I don't know, it looks like maybe not for me. But what I can say, I played 10 to 15 hours. I didn't have sort of the, call it negative tonal reaction that you guys had, but you had to rush through, I'd say, play it, and I'm not saying that it would change your opinion, but you had to consume it so quickly, and it is another slow plotting type of game. I really like it so far, but I'm still in that 7 to 8 range just to put a perspective on it. But I didn't walk away with the tonally like, I just felt like you guys are like, don't even bother. I mean, you didn't say that, but I
I
felt
mean,
the
I said
tone
it was
that.
mediocre. I said it wasn't
Yeah.
good, right? Like that was my thing, which I don't think means it's bad. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
But like
yeah.
it's where we get so when we talk about reviews, you and I still go so IGN about it. Of
Yeah.
like the word matters so much,
It
right?
does,
It's
yeah.
not good, which means I don't think it's a 7.
And you're right, mediocre is not for everybody, and that's exactly what it is. But what I would say is props. What I do like about it, it really takes the world seriously. There's a lot of story happening, but you're like, the scavenging of the cars at every moment. You're just like scavenging and plodding along, and so. It is really slow, and I'll say only being 10 to 15 hours in, I know I'm still maybe at this breaking point of like, are you rewarded for what you're doing? But I like the world. That's all I wanted to say.
The world's beautiful.
Yeah, we
I think
talked
some
about it this
people are really
morning
gonna
on
like
Games
it.
Daily too. Yeah, I'm planning to go back. I talked to Britt. She said that her game-breaking bug has been fixed with the latest patch.
Which one was that?
Where all of the audio in the world would drop out.
Yeah, I've never had that happen.
It kept happening. It would happen to her like every 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And so she would have to do a full reset of her system, and she's just like, I can't anymore.
Yeah, I've in my 10 to 15 hours, other than I had one moment where the world was like kind of there and it like popped in. I haven't had that happen since launch anything, so I haven't run into it. So
yeah, so they've done like I think 7 patches now total, maybe more than that. But I'm also looking forward to jumping back in and retrying it now that they've fixed some of the technical problems that we experienced pre-launch.
yeah, my main note, I just wanted people to know, like, if you're very worried about it, you still should be buyer beware, caution. But if you liked sort of,
Do you like the gameplay of it? Like you're enjoying the combat and the shooting and all that feels
yeah,
good?
so far I like the upgrades. It's very like realistic, is what I keep saying. It is and it isn't, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
sort
It's a
ridiculous.
game about zombies.
But
Yeah.
it takes itself so seriously with some of these like crafting and upgrades and talking to people in camp and the way that you
But
are.
survival vision, you can only
That's true.
hold
Survival
3
vision, not
bandages,
so.
but you can see things through walls.
Yes. I don't know. Like, I haven't had a major issue with that, but it is. So, all I want to say is if you like games like Red Dead, maybe even Far Cry, but a very slow, plotting version of that, you might like it if you like these worlds, to give it a look. But I still got hours to go. Who knows? Maybe they'll come back in a week or two and be like, I
Yeah, I mean, it's
couldn't
just
go
to
past
see
the middle.
it. It's something I've not wrestled with, but thought about in this case of, I don't know, it's what we talk about in Games Daily, right? It sold really well in Japan. We were talking about
Yeah,
that's
I
what
just
the news
saw
story
that.
was, right?
Interesting.
So I was talking to Andrea about it today, and I'll try to truncate, but like, as somebody who came in and reviewed it, right? I've been included on so many threads on Twitter about it, right? That are just like, dude, I fell through the world once and I didn't like it, but this didn't work for me, but I'm having a really good time with it. I don't understand how reviewers hated it. And it's like, well, no, again,
didn't
it's
say you
the
hated it.
word
Yeah.
thing, right? Where I think coming in and reviewing it versus coming in and playing it are 2 different things. If I was to come in and play it, I would have been like, maybe I wouldn't have beaten it, maybe I would have been whatever, I don't know. But like
Yeah.
to sit there and feel like it's your job to review it and tell you what's good and bad and
Yeah.
everything else about it and give you this like picture of it, I think is framing it differently than people who are just jumping in and being like, oh, well, the reviews are 5s or 6s or even 7s, right? But this game is fun. I like it better than that. And it's like, well, liking something is different than critically analyzing something, right, and coming out that way. But I am interested in terms of the amount of reviewers who were like, this thing is so long. Oh my God, it's why is it take? I wonder if that is like you're talking about an indication of, man, maybe they should have given this with a month to go. If they could have given you code even earlier than that.
What I will say is everything you guys said, for the most part, still lines up. I can see there might be a potential problem with it feeling rewarding. Right now, I'm at this point where I'm like, I've got 2 points to use for my skills, and I'm like, I'm just holding on to them because like I'm very. That's how I played God of War. I wouldn't use anything until I'm like, I need it. But there's like a reward thing. I'm like, am I being rewarded? I'm just sort of doing the story right now. And so I don't know.
I'm going to
where
be
that
very
goes.
interested. It's going to be
Yeah.
fun to watch you play it over time.
But so I think you hit the nail on the head there that you mentioned that the critical path, which they claim is 30, but apparently is like 50 or whatever.
Well, it's because you can't do the critical path mission after mission because you have to wait for specific missions to trigger
Yeah,
by doing
from
other
camps.
content. And so you're forced into doing all of this side content, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but then just don't call it a critical path.
Totally. And then
Right?
actually my brother really likes it. And he's like, he's a completionist in that sense, but he's like 8 hours in. And it's crazy to me. He's like halfway through the game. So
What is he doing 80 hours?
he's playing really slow, and it's just how he plays. And like, frankly, I don't watch every bit of how he plays. Maybe he's terrible at it for all I know. But there's something there for if you like that type of game. Buyer beware still. Would love to check in later. I was just laughing out loud because I did remember, there were invisible bear traps in this mission.
Yeah.
So I was I was playing on stream and stuff, and I was like sneaking, and I was trying to get
Out of
this
nowhere.
it was this super frustrating mission actually where things just were not going right. I almost made it through stealthily, and then once you failed that stealth, it just became a problem. And then all of a sudden there were invisible bear traps, and I was like, okay, that's a problem. And it was punching me. I haven't had any other instances, but keep it on watch is what I'd say.
Yeah.
Keep it locked to
Keep
Fran
it locked.
Mirabella the
Today
third.
is yeah, sure.
Greg,
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
Division 2
Yeah.
update.
Do you want me to talk about this now, or do we need to click over? I know you got your eye on the ball. How much time does
we
Kevin need?
We got a couple minutes. We got like 4 minutes.
switching
How
to
much
state of
division
play.
talk
That's
you got?
fine, sure. Yeah, I'm back on the division train. Reviews are gone for a second. I'm home for a week. I'm back out there doing the work, working on the platinum business. I know I have a list of. We're going to talk about some serious platinum stuff here in a second. If you're watching live, more than that. But Tim, the decree is that Division 2 will be my 100th platinum. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop it live on Twitch. And we're gonna have a cake and a party.
Okay.
All right. So that's what's happening.
I love
So
it.
right now I'm doing
I've heard
the.
this talk before.
No, this one. Well, I mean, I'm right there on this one.
Well,
Kevin.
if you let Joey and I be in charge of it, we'll make sure it actually happens, Kevin.
No, that's not the problem.
This
Not
is a
the
knock.
cake part.
This is a knock at me, not the cake and party.
She's
This is-
got her priorities straight.
Yeah,
there. Nobody
exactly,
cares about the
exactly.
platinum. Let's talk
That's
cake
hilarious.
and champagne, right?
Obviously, that's all I care about.
So
You
yeah,
guys know I
I'm
don't
back
care
in there,
about
and so I'm
platinum.
hacking away, on the nightly now, going through doing all the missions on hard, which is super easy,
Yeah.
obviously, because we're super geared up and
Yeah.
everything else, right? Working on that, and then doing the random other little things. So I Tim, I'm not one of these multiplayer competitive types. But yeah, there's one trophy in there to win a fucking match of
Conflict.
competitive, and it sucks. And I back when we were super into it, when Fran would be signing off or I'd be getting ready to sign off, I do think of like, well, you know what? I'll jump in there and see if I can just clown my way into this, because I don't deserve the win for sure on a random team, not
Yeah.
talking to anybody. But maybe I can make it happen.
Find some other clowns.
Every time I'd get in there, it would load us up. It's 4v4. The other team of 4 would all be in the same clan. I'm like, fuck, they're all in chat. And like, sure enough, it was just like bloodbaths. It was destroying us, right? The other night, finally, I went into the dark zone. Found this. No one's in the dark zone still. Ran around, did all the rogue stuff. Found the secret rogue room. Popped that trophy. Yeah, all right. I still need to extract one. Anyways,
Steal someone's extraction, etc.
exactly. But I did one of the other dark zone trophies. I'm like, great, all right, cool, this is working. And then I was like, I'm going to bed. I'll do this conflict thing. And I jumped in there. First game, same exact thing.
Destroyed, yeah.
Kids just ripping us apart. And I was like, you know what? Went to bed, forgot about it. The next night, I did it again, same thing. This time, it took forever to find opponents or find people. And I was like, all right, good sign. Nobody cares about this mode, and maybe it's all a bunch of randos like me just trying to get this done. And sure enough, jumped in there, and these clowns were just as bad as me.
Yeah. Clown
And
them out.
at first, it started looking bad, and we were like,
You weren't playing with anyone else, or you were?
I was playing with people, yeah, but I didn't know.
I mean,
I wasn't
on
playing with like Scott,
Just
Scott
regular
Lowe or anybody.
matchmaking,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Got it. At first, I think you start with what, 16, 17 lives, or what it is.
I don't
Doesn't
remember.
matter. But
Played it launched.
it got down to being like, they were like 5 ahead, and I was like, fuck, this is gonna be another bloodbath. And I thought about quitting. I was like, no, I won't quit. I'll see this through the night.
Yeah.
But then we turned the tides, and we got in there, and we started doing it. And then we had all their lives eliminated. We still had 2 in our bonus round. We're like, all right, fucking go. And then we found the guy, and we just fucking kill him.
You got
and then
it.
popped the trophy, and I left, and I was like, never fucking again. Never goddamn again. This is not why I play you. But it feels so good to be back, and I'm super stoked. Title Update 3 is out next week. Of course, on the road, bringing the PlayStation 4 though. Gonna look into one of these days at the computer with my AT&T.
Oh,
getting
you bringing
unlimited.
it to LA?
Fuck yeah, I'm bringing
See,
it
this
to
is why
LA.
you play on PC, Greg. You just
No,
get
I have to
yourself a
bring
nice laptop.
mine.
Double down.
You don't get the trophies though. You know what I mean? and again,
Sure.
people
what was I
when
thinking?
people see you at the airport playing games on a PC, they're like, "What a fucking loser." When they see you playing a PlayStation 4 with a game screen, they're like, "This kid fucks." What is this kid all about? I gotta write a Forbes 40 under article.
Oh my
40
God.
under 40.
We got still a couple more minutes left, Greg.
Well, I'm still talking about
Kevin
division. I think
Schweiger.
is
Oh,
where we're
there's more
going.
division?
Well, title update 3 is out next week, right? It's going to add a bunch of changes and
changes.
different things. What are some of the big changes? Give them
Balance changes. I don't even know all of them, but they're rebalancing guns and gear, and at a minimum, that's going to change things a lot. Recalibration. There's new ways to do it, and all kinds of stuff.
that gets
gear
me
stays
excited.
at 500 though. So
Yeah, that I don't
so
care. I'm
everybody knows.
not. We talked about this. Me
think
and
it's a
Andrew
good
talked
thing.
about this. Yeah, I do too. Because with the raid, they're going to announce next week sometime in the beginning of the week when the raid is coming. It's going to be soon, but not super soon. It's going to be soon enough. I'm hoping It'll be the week we're in Florida, Tim, because we got shit to do. You know what I mean? We're gonna go there. We're gonna do the full sale things we need to
During
do,
the
right?
day and then at night.
One day thing, and then I'm gonna fuck right back off to the Holiday Inn wherever we are. And here's the other thing too. I was thinking about this, Tim. Hotel's terrible internet, LTG or whatever. I'm like, maybe I just bring it to Full Sail University, right? And in between it, I just hit up Greek Row, and I'm like, hey, lambda, let's fucking go, you know?
You 100% should do that.
Let's throw a division kegger, and we just fucking play division. You know what I'm
If
saying?
you do that, I will come down and play alongside you.
We're gonna see what's happening.
Lambda,
Orlando, Florida. If you've got places
Lambda.
to go hook up a PlayStation and play some games, let me know because I'm all about that life.
it.
But yeah, I'm gonna do that. Ignore my emails. It's E3.
Exciting
It's already
time.
done. Who cares? You know what I mean?
It's already done.
Yeah, the Kind of Funny Games showcase is all wrapped up, ready to
Fucking,
go.
hey, it's on them now. I'm like, just send me your asset. That's all I got to
them.
do now. You know what I mean?
E3
But yeah,
showcase, I forgot about
I'm betting Raid. When do you think Raid's gonna pop? I think Raid's gonna pop.
I think 2 weeks from next week, yeah.
Oh, 2 weeks from next week?
Yeah.
I would think it's going to be the week after. So I think next week we get title update 3, and then the end of the next week. So the end of
Actually, you
our
might
Florida
be right,
week.
because otherwise it's Memorial Day weekend, and I don't know. So yeah, 23rd or 30th probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the two for
Next
sure.
weekend would be ideal for me.
Not next week. It won't be next week.
It's
I
not gonna
had a
happen
trip
with the
planned
title.
and then it
Yeah.
got canceled, and now I'm
It
home
won't happen.
alone because John's like in Tokyo or London or something.
Man, it's Division time.
Tokyo Drake.
That's right.
If it happens,
Drake-san.
if it happens next weekend,
Yes.
here's what happens.
Okay.
Me,
Lay it on
Jen,
me.
and Portillo come to your house.
Yes.
You and me play nonstop, right?
Lambda
Jen
comes
is just house mom. She's making tater tots. She's making pizza rolls
I'm
for us.
so down.
All right, cool.
We've
Fran, if
already
you're,
got
if you're
the
nice, maybe you can
265-inch
come.
TVs in
It
the living
won't be
room.
next
We're ready
week,
to go.
It definitely won't be.
We can just play Division 2. You know?
Okay, we can still do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff, Division.
Exactly.
There you go. Good for them. All right. Well, we don't have enough time to talk about the trophy stuff, so we'll do that in a
We're just
second.
filling time right till you
thought
cut
that
it.
was
You're
the
just gonna
trophy
cut it.
stuff.
Oh no,
No,
Fran.
no,
Oh
this-
no.
Oh, you mean trophies beyond
Live
divisions?
audience, when you come back, you have a segment here called Greg's Trophy Obsession, and I have lots to talk about.
Great, everyone. Stay thrilled. Until then, this episode's brought to you by Movement. There's no one who disrupts the status quo and looks good doing it quite like the team over at Movement Watches. That's MVMT Watches. Cool Greg wears his watch all the time. He absolutely loves it. He knows he's never late. Never late once because he's wearing it right now. Come here. Show him. Show him the gold watch that you're wearing right now. As much as we all love our screens, the fact is they're draining on our eyes. So check out Movement's Ever Scroll glasses that protect your eyes from harmful blue light so you can keep on gaming. You also look great doing it. Their Ever Scroll lenses come in a ton of different frames and styles, so there's a fit for everyone. That's the thing. They don't just do watches. They have watches, they have sunglasses, they have these Ever Scroll glasses. Gia wears the sunglasses all the time. They're her default sunglasses, and she is a little fashionista, I like to call her all the time. Movement watches start at just $95. You're looking at $400 to $500 for the same quality from traditional brands. There's clean design, minimal, and really quality products. Movement has sold almost 2 million watches in over 160 countries. You can get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/kinda. Movement's launching new styles on their site all the time. Check out their latest at mvmt.com. Go to mvmt.com/kinda. Join the movement. There you go. And also, shout out to Upstart. As most of us have found out the hard way, getting into debt is easy, but getting out, it's hard. Especially if your FICO score isn't great. Sky-high interest rates can make it incredibly hard for you to break out of the revolving debt cycle. Thankfully, now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off high-interest credit card debts. This definitely could have helped a couple of my friends. I'm not going to name them specifically, Alfredo, who had some of this issue back in the day. But Upstart goes beyond the traditional score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter interest rate. So that's cool. It's, it's not all about the credit stuff. It's like there's other things that can help you out there. The best part, once the loan is approved, most people get their funds the very next business day. The next day. That's so fast. Over 200,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards, student loans, fund their wedding, or just to make a large purchase. See why Upstart is ranked #1 in the category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot. And hurry to upstart.com/kinda funny to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes and won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/kinda funny. Greg.
Hi.
You're a maniac for many reasons. One of them is this whole trophy situation.
Sure.
we have a segment that we're calling Greg's Trophy Obsession.
We sure are.
Please hit me with these games because I just have notes here that say Energy Cycle, Slide, Bird Game Plus, Iron Snout, and Zerotopian Invasion.
You sure do, Tim. As you know,
I'm worried.
Earlier this year, we did a Gamescast, which was, what are your New Year's resolutions for gaming, right? And what mine was, of course, is I'm going to hit 100 platinums. Now, we've already talked in this show that Division 2 will be my 100th platinum. We will have a cake. We will have a party. Andrea is planning it. Once I tell her, hey, it's time, we got to live stream this and do this. However, of course, to get to 100 means I have to do some work, of course. I said it on the Gamescast knowing, of course, as you know, I just don't care. I'm a whore. Give me the easiest platinums. Give me the fastest platinums. I don't care what they look like, right? We crossed a special milestone, if you will, in my life where I finally did something I've been talking about a long time. And so I'll rewind it a bit, Timmy.
Yes, please do.
We're getting ready to go to the Kinda Funny World Tour meet and greet stop in Vancouver, Canada, right? I hit up, we talked about it on the show, actually, when I hit up Rataleka Games, right? They publish a whole bunch of usually easy platinums.
Naturally.
Yeah. I'd hit them up. They'd give me some codes. I hadn't redeemed them. I redeemed these codes, and then I do something I haven't done in a long time, and it felt good, Tim.
What'd it do?
I turn on that PlayStation Vita. I plug in that PlayStation Vita. I charge that
I saw you
PlayStation
do
Vita.
it.
I download some games. We go to Vancouver, and on the way back, I say, I'm not going to sleep on this flight. I had a nice coffee. I'm going to stay
sleep
awake.
till Brooklyn.
And I'm
In
going to
this case, San
platinum
Francisco.
Iron Snout and Zero PTA Invasion. Zerotopia is what is Zerotopia. It's Zero PTA in Zerotopia.
Zeropian.
We're gonna say for the rest of this thing, I'm gonna call it Zerotopia Invasion, and you're gonna understand what I meant.
Okay.
I'm gonna platinum these in the plane, and guess what, Tim? I did 2
All of
platinums
them.
on a plane ride, right?
Wow.
Thank you,
2
everybody.
plus 1 plane.
And so now here, of course, because Rataleka Games knows what's up. What did I do when I got home, Tim?
I love so much that you're just running through that thing because you're like, I don't know how to fucking
Don't know.
say
Well,
it.
there's something on Games Daily spelled it out. I hit them up, but they're in a different country. It's weird. What did I do when I got home, Tim? Because we got home early, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I turned on the PlayStation 4, and of course, with the power of the PlayStation ecosystem and the Vita, these games cross by. I platinumed Iron Snout and Zerotopian Invasion
Again.
on the PlayStation 4.
Wow. Double the pleasure, double the fun.
Now, you might say...
But did you double the fun? Was it fun?
well, I'm not done with the pleasure yet.
Okay.
And then what I
All
did
right,
is I
then.
logged out of my PlayStation, Tim. And I logged in on my European Game Over Greggy account.
Of course you did.
And then what I did was redeem the codes for Iron Snout and Zerotopian Invasion. Because again, Rataleka Games, so smart, they put a different trophy list on the international versions.
What a whore.
So I downloaded these to the PlayStation 4, right? And then I logged
Triple
out.
the pleasure.
I logged out of my
Triple
European account.
the fun.
Logged into my Game Over Greggy US account.
Wow.
And platinum those motherfuckers too.
And that counts.
What a cheater.
Oh yeah, you go to my PSN profiles right now, Kevin. PSNprofiles.com
So
/Game Over Greggy.
Your 100th platinum.
Yeah, Division 2.
Going into that,
Yeah.
how many of this is bullshit? Is this 20?
Oh my
20
God! How
platinums?
many of my platinums are bullshit? Well, first off,
50%
I earned
apparently.
them all, right? Now, if you go, of course,
Fair.
if he goes to PSNprofiles.com, you will find my numbers don't line up with my actual PSN trophies because it turned out I did a racing game back in the day and I used a save glitch to do that, and that's not allowed on PSN profiles, so I had to hide that trophy. So that doesn't matter.
That's only one trophy, though.
Exactly, that's one thing. How many of my platinum trophies are bullshit? A lot of them are platinum. I have 91 platinum trophies right now, Tim, and you know that I just love to go in there and get a good old cheap platinum. You know what I mean? I don't need to be out there playing 400 fucking 500 hours a game. Now you look to the side there, of course. Look at my rarest trophies: SingStar, DC Universe Online. Those DC Universe platinums are real. Now, granted, one of them is right. I platinumed on one platform, then I popped them on another because you can do that. No big deal. No harm, no foul.
Those are real.
No
Granted,
harm, no foul.
one of them.
But that's hours and hours and hours of work there, right?
I'm
So, yeah.
proud of you.
So once I got the
Are you,
taste for
though?
blood, though, once I got the taste for blood, that's when it was game on. Now, I also had this code for Bird Game Plus. Kevin, scroll on down a little bit so you see Bird Game Plus
I
on
just
there.
love the name
There it
Bird
is.
Game.
You'll see, I only got, well, okay. You see, I only got 72% of the trophies, right? Because Bird Game Plus, I was playing during that what's that show you like with the fucking
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's the one. I was playing during that thing, right? And they're all like, oh, they're slinging their
You're
swords around, being
Playing
losers.
Bird Game during Game of Thrones? What the frick? Are you
Oh my
serious
God,
right now?
I was, brother, I was.
Oh.
Bird Game Plus, I liked so little that I have 2 trophies left in, and I'm like, you know what, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth my time.
We need
I'm not going to do it.
intervention.
But then
the
if you look up there, Kevin, you see I have slide and energy cycle EUs there. Now it's EU on energy cycle because I do in fact have the energy cycle trophy in North America. Why slide might ring a bell, Tim? As a trophy connoisseur, you may remember top rated 5-star 1000 thing.
Who could forget?
When they put it out and they were like, hey, it's a very easy platinum, give us money. And Sony's like, you can't say that. So they took it off the store and they're like, all right, cool, we'll rename it. And then European PlayStation was like, all right, you renamed it Slide, congratulations. In North America, PlayStation was like, you're not allowed to put the shit back up on the site ever. That's bullshit and that's censorship and I won't stand for it. So that's why I asked my roommate, Lucy James, if I could borrow her credit card. And what I had to do, because I don't know if you know this about European PlayStation, right? They're all over there. Oh, Governor, no one's stealing our trophies now, are they? So with my European account, I can't put my American PayPal on it. I can't put my American credit card.
Yeah.
But
Lucy's got a European credit card.
exactly. So I used her credit card to buy Slide and Energy Cycle for something like £3.
I have a
and I
question,
don't know
though.
what that equates to in real money. So I don't-
$30,000.
Did you platinum them?
Oh yeah, oh, they're
Of
platinum.
course you did. Great.
In 12
Yeah.
seconds, it says.
It does.
Yeah.
Slide was
Is that
platinum in 12
possible that you
seconds.
logged in and just got
seconds.
them?
Oh yeah, Slide's awesome because what you do with Slide, everybody.
Now.
When you
Thank you.
what you do with Slide, ladies and gentlemen, is you go to PlayStationTrophies.org, right? And then you go into the trophy roadmap guide there. And what it shows you is when it starts is the blank space in the top right or the top left, and then it's got the button combos, and you just go up, up, down, down, up, down, and the things move around, then they lock, and you solve one puzzle, you get all the trophies. It's
Wow.
great time to be alive.
So I have like almost no trophies. That's probably
You're stupid.
the one I got to do.
You're not stupid, Fran.
And just so as a trophy amateur,
Sure.
not a connoisseur,
Sure.
as very rares are platinums. Is that right? Or is that not how
What
it
do you mean
works?
very rares or platinum?
What are platinum trophies versus very rare?
Platinum trophies are you earn all the trophies you get it.
Okay.
Very rare just means
Oh,
how
up
few
here.
people in the world.
So
have
PSN
got
profiles
that
charts
trophy.
Oh,
people
they're
who
all
log in.
platinum trophies, though.
No. So
No.
like the gold, under my rarest trophies, the designation is how many people. So like of all the SingStar players, only 0.74% have ever gotten the SingStar Celebrity Trophy.
But it's
and
a
that's why it's
platinum trophy.
ultra rare. It's a gold
It's a gold
trophy. It's just a gold trophy.
Okay.
Right. So you can see the DC Universe Online winner takes all is 0.85%.
Oh, I see. Platinum trophies are rated either ultra rare or not.
No.
Okay, never
Well,
mind.
No,
yes,
they're
within
rated
them,
by how many people
all
have
trophies
achieved
are.
them.
All trophies are rated on this site as if they're ultra rare, common, whatever.
What I was forgetting is there only platinum trophies or there's
No,
gold
I
and
hate you.
silver and
There's
bronze?
There's
and-
bronze,
Yeah.
silver,
Kevin?
gold,
Kevin?
platinum.
Dude,
Kevin?
I have them. I just don't
Do you
pay
see it
attention
up
to
there,
them.
friend?
Kevin, after the show today, you need to give me a ride to Fran's
see it.
house and let me borrow your hammer because we're smashing his PC till he figures this shit out. All right? Everybody tells me how much fun it is to build a PC. Well, guess what, Fran? You're about to have a lot of fun.
We should look at FM3's trophies after all this, but
Now,
okay.
so here's what we're in though. 91, right? So I'm 9 trophies away from 100. So actually, I have 8 trophies to get. Ratalika Games, right? Hit me up with more codes, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games here, right? Now, minus, so, and then of that, 9 of them are doubles. So I have something like 20 plus games here to platinum. So we need to platinum division sooner, or get to the point of platinum sooner than later, so I can cash all this in.
So what's your plan?
I'm gonna keep. Now we're getting back to being real. I'm gonna whittle down the division trophies, right, and then get it down to probably that. Actually, I gotta work on that. I was gonna say the arrow to the knee one, Fran. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I do know Sky.
No, I'm not gonna do that. No, well, that's a trophy in there for using the crossbow. You've looked at the trophies in division. I understand.
Oh, I
Whittle
didn't know
it
that.
down
Okay.
to maybe the
They call it
last
that.
hard mission I need to do, and then we'll stream the hard mission and it'll pop and everything will go crazy.
You can the survivalist trophy. Is that what you're saying? To be the specialist? That's
There's a trophy that's like kill 10 people by shooting them in the leg.
Oh, but
Oh
that'll
my
be
God,
easy.
are we still
Yeah,
talking
but
about
it's,
trophies?
Yes.
I'm sorry,
I tuned
Andrea.
out. I heard
I'm sorry.
Kevin
Would you like Fran to talk about his
moving
mouse
over there.
buttons? Fran, please tell me
No.
about that.
Tell me about your
Tell me
mouse
about
buttons.
that fucking-
Definitely not like that.
I heard you on a recent Games Daily doing more. You can't stop trash talking PC, and we're coming for you, Greg. I got nothing against. See, that's the difference, Greg. I got nothing against your trophies. I love the PlayStation 4,
I know
even
you
though
do.
my PS4 Pro won't play the disc anymore.
Really?
But yeah, I have to tap on it. I have to eject the disc, put it in, and tap on it. But see, I got nothing against it. But you hate the PC. What did it ever do to you?
Oh, it made gaming not fun because nothing ever worked. I always had to
Oh
get
yeah,
new
you perv, I know it. I've
.xes.
gone through 2 PlayStations now, and I can't.
Oh,
the
I'm
disc
going through a lot
doesn't-
of PlayStations too. Hey, don't get me wrong. It's all
He
bullshit.
uses them a lot.
All right.
Exactly. I'm
All
already
right,
doing it.
let's talk about something that matters a bit more than this to most people.
You're crazy.
2019 games. I want to talk about the games that we're most excited about. Andrea, you want to lead us off here?
The games we're most excited about for 2019?
Because
For the rest of
we
2019.
did this topic recently. Well, I guess it's been a while
Oh, we're
now.
still
About
doing this topic today?
About 5 months ago. Well, yeah, but the show hasn't been going that long
Yeah, because of the
because the
Gotcha.
break. But we did this topic before. But most of the games that if not all of the games that we were excited about,
Resident Evil 2,
Devil May
Sekiro,
Cry 5.
Division 2, Anthem was on the list. at the
yeah,
time.
all these
They're
games,
all out
they're
now.
all out. Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts 3. Yeah,
2019, a weird year.
It is.
Yeah.
Very
Or like
front-loaded.
quarterly.
Well, my number one most anticipated game of the games that are announced to be coming out in 2019 is obviously Borderlands 3. Right? Obvious.
Full disclosure, all three of us work for
We all
Borderlands
hosted
3.
for GK.
But
Gearbox.
like I said, they paid us to host the thing.
Yeah, we didn't
Nothing
have
in
to
the
say anything.
I can tell you right now if I thought it sucked. It doesn't,
Yeah.
I don't think it sucks. I can say whatever. I
I'm
want.
super excited for it too.
Yeah,
It's on my list, too.
I'm pumped for it. I've been a diehard Borderlands fan for a long time. I think it looks awesome. We all got extensive hands-on time. The build that we played looked great, played great. It's like everything I love about Borderlands, but better. I'm pumped. I'm amped. Let's go.
It was just tons of fun to play. In we got an open access to it. It wasn't like a timed 20-minute demo. There's like, here, play. We were level 10, so they jump you into what it was, and it was just fun to play.
Going through the list, right, that we assembled or what for this, it is a ray of hope or sunshine or whatever you want to say. In that before then, it was for the fall. I was like, what's like, and this sounds shitty to think, but what's like that like meaty game I'm gonna get into and invest 50 hours in, if not more, right? What is I like? I have a bunch of
What
things
was
I'll
it
talk about in a
last year?
second. Last year,
Yeah, as an
Odyssey.
example.
Spider-Man
Odyssey,
PS4.
Yeah, Odyssey.
And Spider-Man.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Spider-Man. We had a lot of things. to look forward
Forsaken.
to.
I spent so much time
Yes.
in Forsaken.
And so, but looking down the barrel here, I was like, I don't see that big AAA game I'm super stoked for. But when we sat down and watched the presentation, then played Borderlands 3, I was like, this is it. This is what I can't wait for. You know, even Jen's like, I think I might play with you.
Yeah,
Like, holy
after over
fuck
half
yeah.
a decade, the excitement is real now.
Yeah,
Yeah. The only AAA game on my list that has a release date that we know is happening in 2019 is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
That's on my list too.
The only
It's on
one.
my list too.
If I may,
You may,
I
Fran.
begrudgingly put this on my list because how are you excited about a game where they showed you no gameplay? I just really do not like reveals. I understand that they're pacing it out. I get it. I just don't like game reveals anymore where they give you a pre-order option for watching a cinematic trailer.
No, I'm
that
with
being
you.
said,
That's
it's
fair.
on my
That's
list,
fair.
and I'm excited because Respawn is awesome, and I
Yeah.
have faith in them.
I think that's it, right? I really enjoyed the Titanfall 2 campaign that they put out. I enjoyed my time with the original Titanfall. Clearly, they're crushing it with Apex Legends. Even though this is a single-player focused game, I think that Respawn has done a good job of setting expectations for what we can expect. But like you said, we haven't seen the game yet. We're not going to see it until EA Play.
But it's
Yeah.
on all our lists, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's on my list
But it's
because
in- this
You
is-
love the trailer.
it's
this
Star
is
Wars. It's
intense-
single player. It's based on a timeline in the story that I'm very interested in of that time period between 3 and 4 of hunting the Jedi and all that. That's very cool. The cinematic trailer we saw, I'm like, this seems cool.
Yep.
Like, I'm
It's-
interested.
The
in
list,
it.
I think, is anticipated games, right? It's not games you think are going to be a 9 or well, you know, like.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's where it is. This is literally a list of like who's marketed their stuff the best so far. And like, granted, for Borderlands, we've played it. Like a lot of my games. Well, no, I mean, there's number 4 on my list. We've seen nothing of, but I know it's coming apparently this year, and I can't wait. That could totally be blow up my face and be a shitty game.
What is that game?
Well,
wait to
to
get
close
to
the loop on Star Wars, it's just like, again, I'm with you. It's Respawn. I feel,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
have total faith.
they said the right things of no microtransaction, story driven, all this jazz. Like, I'm holding out hope that this is the one that turns the tide and is the first EA Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Every universally is like, that's
great.
fucking awesome.
To your point, it's like most anticipated. I know that they'll still show something in E3 that even if I don't get to play it, it will still be most anticipated. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I have no problem putting it on the list. And I saw wall running in the trailer, and at the very least, I'm
Fran
assuming
loves
it's in
a
the
good
game.
wall run. I
get
It's
it.
Titanfall developers. It's got to be in there. I'm
Yeah.
stoked for that. I love wall running.
Number 4 on my list is Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
fucking
Still
go.
2019.
You know
we
what I
don't
mean?
have a release date for that, though.
They said 2019.
2019.
I mean, and that's
Yeah.
the thing is like, do I expect that to slip, or could I see that slipping easily?
I don't think so. Like
been pretty
that's
good
my thing. Is
lately.
I said that Fallen Order is my only AAA game. Like Nintendo this year, it's weird because it's a lot. They don't have the Mario Odyssey. They don't have the Zelda Breath of the Wild. They don't have the Smash Brothers. But they do have a lot though. They have
Yeah.
Fire Emblem. They have Luigi's Mansion. They have Animal Crossing. They have Super Mario Maker
Link's
2.
Awakening.
They have Link's Awakening. It's like there's a lot of
Mario Maker
content.
2,
It's going to be
yeah.
Astral Chain. It's
Astral
going to be
Chain.
pretty consistent. I bet
Pokemon,
that
right?
and of course Pokemon.
Yeah.
So okay,
That's
there is
probably- that
there is
one-
that. That is the
that's the
big
obvious
one.
one.
But I think would put money on Animal Crossing being 2019.
I mean, I'm just saying I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be like what, but I mean, like I expected it to be 2019 because, as we have said, for Switch especially, they've been really good about release dates.
They've
Windows.
had plenty of time to work on it. I'm confident it'll be out this year.
They've recently said it's still 2019.
All right,
as well.
I mean, I can't wait for E3 because I hope that's a giant part of it.
You know, there's a lot of content in the game. It's not the most like high
I love when this
production
happens.
game.
Yeah, look at it.
Animal Crossing in the
Oh,
background.
it just showed up when we're talking about it on screen behind us.
The big AAA game outside of Borderlands that I'm really anticipating getting a deep dive at E3 of is Gears 5. So we only know that Kate is coming back, voiced by
Laura Bailey.
as the lead, which is exciting because she's the first female character lead in the Gears franchise, and I've really loved all of the Gears games. I'm a diehard Horde fan.
Yeah.
I
PvP 's
enjoyed what they did with 4, but I didn't get hooked into it the way I got hooked on 3, and so I'm hoping that we'll kind of get a rollback to some of the mechanics of the earlier Gears games. But I'm excited to see what they do, to see if they're going to change up the formula, see if we're going to get like a new enemy or if it's just going to be back to like the Locusts again. And to see if we're going to get, some of the fan favorite characters back, or if they're going to introduce new people. But we haven't really seen nothing about that game at all.
Yeah, that was on my list too. Borderlands is probably the biggest one I'm excited about. But Gears, yeah, I've just always liked it. It has everything. It's got co-op, it's got PvP, it's got a really cinematic looking story. It's third person as well, which is a difference, right? It's all third person shooting. There's no first person. And I've always liked that about Gears. And the trailer looked really good, per your note, and it's one of Microsoft's games this year that we always ask, what do they have? What's coming this year? And that's the one that I continually go to outside of maybe Ori or whatever, but for huge blockbuster stuff, that's the one I can point to. So I have a lot of faith that it's going to be a very big title for them. And there will be a lot of good stuff within that game. They've had a lot of time to work on it too, I think. So,
yeah, since Judgment.
Yeah.
The two games that I am most excited for, I think, this entire year are both coming next month within a week of each other. We got Mario Maker 2.
Oh, wow.
And we got Crash Team Racing.
Man, Mario Maker 2 is next month.
June 28th.
Wow.
Yeah, and these are two games that I know.
June is next month. Fuck.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm so excited for both of them because I'm going to sink so much time into these over the whole next year. Every plane ride we're on, Greg, I guarantee I'm going to be playing through these games. And everything they've shown from Crash Team Racing so far, I cannot believe how above and beyond they're going with it, because it is a remake of the original Crash Team Racing, but they're also adding all of the courses and maps and carts and everything from the Crash Nitro Fueled sequel, which was not a good game. Like, that game was pretty bad. It was on PlayStation 2, but it was only bad because they changed the mechanics of the carts and everything. They're changing all the courses to match the physics and to work with Crash Team Racing physics. So it's like, this is about to be awesome. There's about to be as much content as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is beefy. The story mode, they're adding 2 story modes. So it's everything from CTR 1 with Nitro Fueled new stuff. I really think this is going to be awesome, and it's going to surprise people because everyone thinks like Crash Team Racing is a fucking joke. It's not. It's actually a good game. And unlike the other Crash games, it's like, this is one of the best kart racers of all time. I think the only thing that rivals it is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because they are modern and have so many features that these other games haven't had. But otherwise, it's fantastic. And then, Mario Maker 2, like, the one thing that I want to see from them that I don't think is actually going to happen is a Nintendo-led campaign. They did it for the 3DS version of Mario Maker 1, but they didn't in the original one. It was kind of, you just had to get the user-created levels. I like it when Nintendo themselves use the tools to make at least like 100 levels or whatever.
I think there's a good chance that will be.
I hope. I really hope.
Because I feel like when Mario Maker first came out, it's not like it was rushed, but it was quite needed at the time. And anyway, I think they've had plenty of time that why not do that? They're the masters of those tools, and I feel like they can whip up some really amazing stuff.
They did in the 3DS version.
Right.
Like, the 3DS port was not great for a lot of reasons, specifically the online not working great for getting the levels downloaded and searching for what you're trying to find. But the campaign mode was awesome. It was some of the most creative Mario levels I've ever seen because, it's Nintendo. They know this better than anyone. So,
and you played Crash Team Race just on that. You played it in February, right?
No, I haven't
you
played
didn't
it
get
yet.
a chance to play it. Okay. I thought they had a hands-on.
I've never played Crash Team Racing. You know I love kart racers. I'm very, very excited.
I think you're going to like it, man.
Yeah.
The biggest problem I'm having is I really want to play it on Xbox One or PlayStation 4 because it's like 4K enhanced and all that stuff, 4K. But I'm playing it on Switch. You
Get
know,
it
it's
on
like,
both. You're a crazy person.
Now, I was going to
know,
say
but,
it's
like,
perfect for
I've talked
Switch,
to you.
AirPlay,
I'm probably gonna get it on both, but in terms of like wanting to play through, and this is a game that I'm going to over time try to 100%.
Play it in bed. It's a
You know? Yeah. Oh, I will.
Oh, he will.
What else you got, Greg?
Number 2 on my list behind Borderlands 3 is Iron Man VR from Camouflage. PlayStation VR exclusive, right?
I got that on my list too.
I mean, when we watched the last, the first state of play, and that trailer was like, out of the blue, this is unexpected. That's really cool. Wait, is it? Is it on rails? I don't understand what's going on. And then when I got it on my face, and I sat there and had the move wands, and they're like, how does Iron Man shoot? And like that? How does he fly like that? All right, you're ready to go. And I got in there and I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, you feel like Iron Man, and to have that experience for as many hours as they say it's going to be, right? They say it's not like a short, like it's not like 2 hours. It's not like a 2-hour experience, right? I'm rusty now. I said it on the old Gamescast. I want to say it was around, they said something like 6 to 8.
You're the one that sold me on this because I saw it. I'm like, the cinematic looks cool. The gameplay, whatever.
Dude, when you put it on and like when it goes to black to load you in, and then when it loads in and it just goes, boom, it powers up, and you see Tony's breath on it, and all the like gizmos and gadgets come up on the HUD. It's like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like it's cool, and it seems like it's gonna have a really cool story, and that's what I want out of that. I want to fly around. I want to be Iron Man. I want to shoot stuff.
It's definitely the most excited I've ever been for a VR game.
Yeah.
And like I don't have a PlayStation VR, but I'm gonna borrow the Office one or whatever to play through it.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. It's definitely the way to do it.
Andrea.
I know this isn't a game, but Google Stadia is on my list.
I almost considered putting it on my list too.
Because I think that this is the platform that everybody's watching, that we don't really know how it's going to work. We saw some technical tests at GDC. They made their big splashy announcement. I'm hoping we're going to get a little bit more info at E3.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we get a conference.
I mean, maybe. I
The
think
clock's running though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to announce that.
I mean, Nintendo announced it today.
Okay, but we all knew they were going to do it. That's different.
I don't-
Nintendo, you
E3
know,
is-
stay away from Tuesday.
It is a month away.
If
We can
these
say that no
motherfuckers
matter
announce it and take Monday at 4:30 Pacific, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to do an E3 conference in the traditional sense. I personally didn't like how tech focused their announcement conference was. I thought that was the wrong move because, the tech community isn't really the ones watching what Stadia is going to do. It's the gaming consumer community. These are the people that are going to be buying your subscription and paying for this service. So I hope they tailor the next announcement that they do towards the people who are going to be funding that platform.
You figure it has
so-
to be, right? The first
Yeah.
one was GDC. They theoretically are talking to a room full of developers, yes. But if they're doing something at E3, yes, now it's time to talk. Hey, here are the games. Here's the price.
Yeah.
Here's how it works.
Yeah, I mean, they revealed it to the world, though. I had the same problem.
Oh no,
We
I
already
did.
talked about
I
it.
did too. Where I remember that was like, oof,
like it's
I was
still a
already
world
excited. I already
reveal.
felt like I knew this.
Yeah, but it's in general on my list because it is it's a next gen platform launch, which is not a common thing, and so assuming it actually still comes out this year, that's kind of a big deal. There's not much time left, like you were saying, so I would assume that around E3, whether they have a conference or not, there will be some more information, like announcements of some kind that this game, which was just announced, is also on Stadia, and they're probably working on all that. I still can't believe it that maybe could happen. It's like a trailer to show, and it's a big new game, and it's also on Stadia, and you're like, wow. Like, didn't they say September or something, or did they never said that?
I thought it was just 2019 or maybe fall 2019.
Yeah,
Let
it
me
was
double
fall.
check.
I think in my head, I think they said that. But either way, that is just still crazy.
Yeah.
And it goes right back to the reveal that none of us even like really believe it yet. So
It just
I
says
also
2019.
would hope, quite frankly, like we do need to play it. E3 would be a good opportunity to bring people behind closed doors and all
Get their
that.
hands
So
on it,
hopefully
yeah.
it happens.
What else you got, Frank?
Yeah, my list, like I wanted to mention at least, I didn't rank like Greg did this time, but Division 2 raid is coming up. That's super exciting
into
for me because it's an 8-person raid, so I'm actually legit stoked
Wait, you
about
said
it.
Division 2 raid?
Yeah.
That's
it's-
my number 3. Come here, Division
there
bro.
it is.
That's what I'd say.
Boom.
But that's within May. I am still excited for Anthem's Cataclysm, the raid from Anthem, but I know that game has gotten a lot more quiet, but still excited. And Destiny.
Have you gone back to play since they fixed it? And
Yeah,
like, you
they
can go
added
to
a
the forge
stronghold.
and you can do that stuff. Yeah.
So they changed a lot, but they're just, again, when you compare it to something like Division 2, there's like no contest in the amount of content and refinement. But I went back to the stronghold that they added, and it was fun. It's just, there's nothing really to chase and refine and all
fair,
that.
fair.
So, but just breaking news as we're recording this, right? Andrea was showing
Yeah.
me the Destiny update just came in, and
They
season
announced the new raid, yeah.
of Opulence. Oh, did they announce the raid within there? I haven't been able.
Yeah,
She's reading
Crown
it live.
of Sorrow is the new raid. Recommended power for the first encounter, 715.
Wait, the raid is on June 4th.
Yes.
So but the season starts then.
Season
doesn't
of
it?
Opulence kicks off for all players of Destiny 2, June 4th, 2019.
The raid is available at the same time. So, okay. Well, all breaking news, but
This
I am
season,
very
we're doing
excited.
something a little different. Owners of the annual pass will be challenged to conquer a new raid on day 1. Here's some context on this new plan and changes to the upcoming power climb.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot here, so I don't want to go into this right
we
now.
can talk about it another time. Or you can watch me on DCP Live tonight. But, I'm excited for that. You got to remember that there was the Forsaken raid last September, Last Wish, which was really amazing, unbelievable design. Hard to get into, though, per this note. And then Scourge of the Past was the next raid that came out at the end of the year. And it was pretty good overall, what you'd expect for a DLC. But the grind to it was not great. Interesting that another raid is coming. I mean, these are they're always really cool to experience. So this is definitely on my list. Just wanted to make sure I mentioned it. But beyond that, also including a raid, I've now added it to the list based on today's gameplay reveal. But Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I played Wildlands and I really liked it, actually. It's just like I only had so much time, like so many of my shame games that I've not beaten or played enough of. But I really liked it. And they said this on stream that really struck me, and I don't know how Wildlands evolved, but they said they started with a team of 30 people. And they said now we have 1,000 people working on this. And you can
Welcome
see
to
in the
Ubisoft.
trailer. Yeah. And again, when
Spreads
you
like a
add up
virus.
all the teams and all the engine work that they share, but you do see how crazy Division has gotten with its depth. I'm really excited because it takes the realism of being, a special ops agent, but they have military advisors and all this stuff, and they're taking it super seriously. You can get wounds in the game that you have to treat that affect you in different ways. You see, like, hobbling. There was a moment where you rolled over legit into the mud. You rubbed mud on yourself, and it
Your character
looks
can
like
get
Tomb Raider.
PTSD. You gotta go through a therapy
God.
session.
Some of the stuff I didn't like from Snake Eater.
But it has a raid in it, too. Now, here's the big change. Wildlands, to a point, I'd say, took itself kind of realistically. They did make the note here, like, there's like this high-tech dude who took over an island, a fake island, in the Pacific. And so it's this mix of high-tech and, like,
Is that
Pacific.
John Bernthal's character?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm serious.
No, I don't know.
Because at the end of the trailer, that guy takes off a mask and it's John Bernthal.
I don't know who's, yeah.
Okay.
But
Don't worry about
maybe.
it. Shush.
But anyway, the fact that they're not taking it seriously, and that's where the raid comes in. The raid's like around a volcano. And so I think there's going to be something to it. But co-op, you can be different classes, 4 different classes at launch. And so I'm legit excited for it. I haven't played it, but the gameplay looks really immersive. Like any other game. Is it so immersive it's too slow? But they said they know. They're being careful with that. So we'll see. Yeah, excited about it.
In the Valley of the Gods is the next one. They're still saying 2019 on
Yeah.
it.
Note.
I'm hoping we'll see more at Microsoft's conference, probably.
That'd be nice.
this year.
Almost certainly. That's where it was revealed last time, just the teaser?
Yeah,
or
that
was it?
that was a while back.
Yeah. It's a couple of years now, right?
Yeah, that game looks gorgeous, and I really, really, really liked Firewatch. I feel like it was just a couple steps away from being amazing.
Yeah.
But I think that this one can kind of like
It's on
nail
my
that.
it's on my question mark list. I had that on there along with like is Last of Us 2 this year? Is Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah.
this year? What's going on with Knights and Bikes?
I don't think either of those are, but
I don't either. But I'm just throwing it out
Valley of
there.
the Gods is though. Is
Yeah,
that
me
Campo
too.
Santo?
Yeah.
And they're around here, aren't they?
No, they moved to Seattle. Remember they got bought by Valve.
I was gonna say let's get some ladders and sneak up into the office and take a.
Well, now we have to hit up Goldfarb. He'll go sneak up
Yeah,
the ladder
we'll have
in
Goldfarb.
Seattle outside of the Bellevue
He has
office.
all his new ninja training.
Exactly.
from
That's
the
a
Ghost
big part of
Tsushima.
it, right?
It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. Number 5 for me, Marvel
Number
Ultimate
5.
Alliance 3: The Black Order.
I got that on here too.
Coming in July, the return of Ultimate Alliance, a Switch exclusive. Let's go, baby.
That's one of my question marks where I'm just like I know it's going to be fine and fun, but is
Yeah.
it going to be great? It could be great.
Yeah.
But I'm doubtful
when
right now.
they've been rolling out this week all these characters and stuff, and the Game Informer had a whole bunch of stuff, and like Spider-Gwen. And that's my takeaway too. Is like, how engaging is it going to? Is it just going to be that hey, this is fun? I'm playing as superheroes, and it's fun to play on the plane, or is it going to be like, oh, this is a really cool story, and I like the way they're interacting with each other.
I like that it's based on the Black Order. Like that gives me hope that the story could be interesting and that
What's
we're
the
gonna
Black Order?
the Thanos' people from Infinity War and stuff. And I feel like that's cool. Where it's like I'm not that familiar with them. I didn't read the Infinity comic and all that stuff. I just know them from the movies. But I feel like we're now all familiar with
Everybody
a
has
lot more
enough base
characters
information,
than
yeah.
before.
I have a question. So I think I didn't keep up with these games, but Marvel Ultimate Alliance, like the first one, wasn't it like Xbox and PS3 or something?
Yeah.
Like, but it was all about like co-op, right? Wasn't that the big thing?
Yeah,
Is
you could drop in, drop
hack and
out. Your friends
slash
could
and
chop in. Yeah.
It was a little, what was it maybe most similar to in gameplay, but
Diablo. I mean, but
a
like
little
yeah.
Diablo-esque and games like that. But anyway, Tell me why. Yeah, why is it a most anticipated game now? It just feels like
Because it's
number
Switch-
5?
Because it's Switch exclusive. I think that's what makes it interesting.
because I
is
like
that-
those games. I'm just the level of hype.
I
It's
mean,
a
like
big
you
one.
understand, Frank. You're talking to a guy who like loved Marvel Heroes Omega. Like, I mean, like I love a game that is me just as these superheroes running through,
That's
looting
what I'm trying
stuff,
to get at.
breaking.
Because it's Marvel. What if it was a Diablo style game? Would you be as
I
interested?
love Diablo. No, I would totally be on board for Diablo.
I wouldn't
But the
be
gameplay
at all.
itself is still like fun and holds up.
Yeah, that's what I want. Right? You know, but it's just the the constant
Yeah. It's a bunch of,
treadmill
like,
we're all on. Let's
hack and
level
slash,
up. Let's get more powerful.
area
Let's
of
go do
effect
stuff.
attacks.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Different classes you play. Okay,
Yeah.
it's exactly what I remember.
Andrew?
I am hoping that finally Untitled Goose Game is coming in 2019. Because it looks so fun.
When the Goose
Untitled
came in and
Goose?
changed the name during that trailer, what did they move it to? Was it early 2019 and then it became later, or was it like soon and then it became something else?
What is the Untitled Goose game?
You haven't
Oh,
seen this?
Fran.
Oh my
I mean,
god!
maybe. Was it
you
at
play as a
E3 or-
goose?
Let me show
And
you.
He's on the
you
loose.
walk around, you
Oh,
steal,
is it
you
in
steal
Nintendo
Might be
keys,
Bruce.
and you do all sorts of stuff. Like you're just this goose, bro.
Oh.
You're just goosing it up, being
Goosing
a
it
goose.
up,
So you
dude.
play a
Stealing
goose
sandwiches.
on your
and you
list.
just cause mayhem.
This was at PAX West 2018. What we're looking at. What platforms do we know? Roughly is
PC for
multi-platform,
sure,
maybe?
but I
yeah,
don't
there
know
we
what
go.
else is
Just trying
happening.
to get you to say that.
Loser. I'm not sure all the platforms, but yeah, I forget.
I hit the
I
wrong
forget
thing.
what
All right, I don't know
showcase
what
it
this
was
is.
where they came out and they
This
Looks
is
like you're
the wrong-
designing a
changed
golf
the
course
release
right
No,
date.
there.
no, that was
That what?
everybody's golf. I hit the wrong button.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, this is a goose. You just
You
play a
get
goose.
letters from other geese?
It's your
No,
to-do
no,
list.
it's your it's your to-do list as a goose. Like,
Who's
see?
writing the notes?
Don't
we
know.
stole it from a person.
Wow. Things are crazy.
Untitled
Fran,
Goose
what's your
Game.
next one?
Let's see. I think I nailed just about everything, but Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Is
Yes.
100% on the list.
Here's
Such
my
a
thing.
gorgeous.
I'm
game
hoping it comes to Switch day and date. And I think that there's a chance.
because
I really
of
do.
The Xbox.
Because of Cuphead and because of all this stuff. I don't think
Day
it's...
and date though?
I mean, with Game
I'd be
Pass and all this,
surprised.
with how they're doing stuff, like, I feel like it gives it such a good push if you're just like, get the game, and I feel like it'll be in so many more people's hands. I know it's going to be a great
That would-
game. It's going to be critically acclaimed, but I feel like the sales aspect, why wouldn't you want it on more systems?
That would assume that it's part of Game Pass, though, right? And I guess
It is.
Why
'cause it's
wouldn't it
Microsoft.
be? It's Microsoft first
Are
party.
all their first-party games always Games Pass?
That's what they
As
said.
launch?
thing.
That's
I
what
mean,
they
because
said.
I've seen. Oh yeah. Well, they haven't had that many like releases that I'm not
They've
used
promised
to.
But
going
that was their
forward,
statement.
all of them are. Yeah.
Oh, always like they're always included in Game Pass.
That's
so
what they
Gears
said.
5
They said
would be part
Halo
of
and
it.
Gears. Yes, they did.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And because of that, if Game Pass is on Switch. Anyway, I'm
get-
just
yeah.
beautiful game artistically. The gameplay is tons of fun. The soundtrack's amazing. So I'm just excited to play it.
gonna be
Yeah,
great.
that might be a game I would be interested in playing in 4K actually on my new Xbox One X, which I got for watching
Hey.
Infinity
Yeah, you
War
did.
because
My
you gave me
man.
a 4K Blu-ray. But that one especially, which meaning usually I'm like pumping things through the stream and playing on my small monitor. But that game is just gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, but it is the type of game I'm like, I'd rather the portability over.
You would want to play it on
4K.
Switch. I see why you winced when I said playing it in 4K because you're
just-
like, I'll just play it in bed on Switch. No, I would much. It's so beautiful.
It's
I'm
a
the
really
opposite.
It
pretty
is
game.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to play it in a
But
Dolby
it's like
Atmos
Cuphead. Cuphead's
theater.
beautiful too, but it looks great on Switch.
What if we go to the Dolby Atmos theater here in town? Would you do it then?
Play it there? Oh yeah.
Then you'd be excited.
Anytime, Fran.
Okay.
Anytime.
Let's make it happen, Microsoft. Launch event.
For me, I brought it up earlier, but like Nintendo just has a lot of kind of interesting games throughout the year. Like we got
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Luigi's Mansion 3, which I know is going to be good, but it has
Yeah.
the chance of being great.
I'm
I,
excited.
didn't realize, I haven't heard much about that lately. I didn't realize it was in
haven't said much.
2019.
They just announced it 2019. That's all.
I mean, I
really
love,
know.
you know, I
Luigi's
love a
Mansion
Luigi
3.
Mansion.
And then like you're talking
Mario.
about Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but then there's things like Astral Chain, the new Platinum
Yeah.
game, and like that has the potential to be something really
Looks
special and cool. That's coming in August. But Fire Emblem Three Houses is the big one for me.
Okay.
The big. I mean, I love Fire Emblem. This is the first Switch Fire Emblem. It's been long enough since I've played a core title from them because there was a while on the 3DS where it was just Burnout Central, where it was just like it was annualized a bit too much. And I feel like Awakening was so special, but then by the time we got to Birthright and Conquest and Revelations, it was like they were just like boom, boom, boom. And then there was the remake of Gaiden, and I'm like, this is just too much. I didn't even finish the Gaiden one, but it's been long enough now that I'm ready to jump in. I feel like I've said this a lot, but Switch is kind of it's a good entry point time for people that have never played Fire Emblem before. I just hope it's up to the quality that Awakening was and 9 and 10 were, because from what I'm seeing right now, I'm not in love with the the look of it.
Yeah.
But I do like the Harry Potter-esque feel. I like they're in school and there's like those stories are always fun, romancing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Of course.
Gotta
have the romance.
But the core gameplay of it it's fantastic. They can't fuck that up. It's kind of just the same thing.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm
It's
not
chess.
nearly as into Fire Emblem as you are, but I've always been a fan of them and their work and the games. I got back into it on the mobile game, obviously. And like it's just like the style of combat is a ton of fun, and I think if they nail that and the general style, like it still should be pretty good. But yeah, in terms of in the span of games, will be live up to
I really
your
hope.
hopes. I don't know, but
All it needs is a good story. That's it.
yeah, you're more in it for the story then.
I mean, that's what makes Fire Emblem so special is that the
I like the
gameplay,
combat.
the gameplay is perfect. Like I really feel like you can't improve upon it. Like that for a tactical RPG, it's so great, so much fun, and like it really makes you care about when you have permadeath on. If your character dies, it doesn't matter that you just spend 45 minutes playing. You're like, I guess I'm resetting. Like I'm not letting fucking Jill die. You know what I mean?
Fucking Jill.
Yeah.
Fucking Jill.
Dragon Queen. I
So
love
it's
her.
funny. I looked at it and I was like, yeah, Fire Emblem. But yeah, when I was watching the gameplay and the style, I was like, I don't know. It just wasn't. Same with Luigi's Mansion stuff. I'm totally down for those games, but to put them on most anticipated, it didn't quite make the list for me.
Yeah, and to be clear about Fire Emblem, what I don't like what I'm seeing is the like kind of open field. There's thousands of enemies. It looks like, and they all look very generic, like copy and paste. I'm like, it feels kind of middleware for a Nintendo published game. But hopefully that all changes.
Needs a little more polish.
Before we go there, Fran, do you remember, because you're the only one old enough, and because I didn't work there yet, but I always loved the story
Blockbuster?
of
No.
when Hillary did the IGN guide for Luigi's Mansion 1 and just went into MS Paint and drew maps. It was just go here,
Did he
go
really?
here. And that was what he published. He didn't, no words, just BMPs that were like, here's how you beat this
First
game.
of all, I believe Hillary did and would do that.
Yeah.
But secondly, when you bring up Luigi's Mansion, the thing I remember
Sure.
is that Matt Casamassina had to review it for GameCube because that was one of my first jobs, and he was assigned to do it, and everybody bet against him he would not finish it. And of course, like Matt does, he waited until the very freaking last minute, but he stayed up like all night and in a row. It was like 13 hours or 10 hours, I don't know, but boom, out comes the 7 point something, which
Yeah.
actually at the time on GameCube, we were like, what? Like, it's not that good. And he was kind of not like a huge fan. And as it turns out, the game was good, but it was lacking. But
Sure, yeah, it was just too simple.
yeah, Luigi's Mansion was still, there was something there though. I really liked when it came out on 3DS actually.
Yeah, well, the second one? I
guess it was the
Dark of the Moon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I'm excited about the third one because that's what I'm hoping it gets, the production value that it's, always been headed towards. But in my personal opinion, I don't know, the games have always, they've never been like A tier for Nintendo, right?
Sure.
They're just kind of filling
I hope this one gets there, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It's also just that bias against Luigi.
Yeah,
People don't
the
like him.
bias against this year's his year. It's the year of Luigi.
Don't start that shit again. That's over. Number 6 on my list, Fran Mirabelle and Andrea Renee, Judgment.
Oh, the Yakuza folks.
Exactly. I love a good Yakuza game, as you know. I liked
did
them and
not know
reviewed. I reviewed them a bunch at IGN. When they started actually getting really popular, like now, I kind of fell off just because I'm like, they're always kind of the same. Judgment with, it seems like a more focused, more. The way they're making everybody look so real. Though I know this sounds totally horrible.
Versus their normal style.
Exactly.
you
Well,
put that
even though
on
it's still like crazy. The way that I think the big thing for me is them dubbing it. Like there is like an English language voice track that it's all in there and stuff that I think I'm gonna be able to enjoy it like a Yakuza movie more than the Yakuza games, which were very much like I'm reading a lot and doing all this different stuff. I enjoy the idea of immersion with that, where I'm gonna be able to just hear it.
Sorry, which one is this?
Judgment.
Looks
Judgment
awesome.
from-
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the gameplay compared to Yakuza?
It's
Do we
very
know?
much the same. Walk through the streets, beat the
Third-person
shit out of
action,
everybody. Yeah.
A city. So it's interesting. They're using
It's
the
very
same-
much Yakuza. It's just
a
like
different
hey,
world.
Exactly. I think this one is in like it's not in like I don't have it in front of me. I'm speaking out of turn.
It's not necessarily. We don't know if it's in Japan or not. I don't know.
No, it definitely is in Japan.
it's in
I think
Japan.
it might be in real world Tokyo rather than how Yakuza is doing always in like the made up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So
red
maybe
light
it takes a
district.
different like track for that. But.
Yeah, but it's main. I mean, it's just yeah. It's
I
just.
played Yakuza a long time ago because it came out on what, Dreamcast first? Or am I?
I don't know about that.
I feel like it
can't tell you
did.
that far.
No?
Wasn't Yakuza PlayStation always?
Maybe it was, but was it? It's Sega, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever the case, I played. I think the first one, but yeah, like I kind of liked it. It never really grabbed me. But I know like Max Scoville at IGN is like a huge fan.
Yeah.
Now I know you're a huge fan. I probably need to give him more of a chance. But
Well, this one, it seems like it'll be a great jumping in because it doesn't have the baggage of the Yakuza series, which
Yeah.
is complicated and has a whole
Maybe
bunch
that's
of
what
things
they're trying
going
to
on.
avoid is-
Yeah, I think the fact that they have English dubbed voice actors, they made a big deal about at our showcase when they announced the stuff.
Gonna
Is
sneeze?
really cool. Yeah, I'm
Just
fighting
look
it,
at a light.
fighting it really hard.
Look at a light. Make it happen.
PS3, PS2, and Wii U.
Nothing.
So there you go.
PS what?
PS3, PS2, and Wii U.
Okay, it was never dream PS.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, maybe this to jump back into. But just so I understand, what's the biggest appeal? Is it for the gameplay? I mean, is it just
It's
walk
walking through
around
beating the
and
shit out
punch
of stuff.
people,
Yeah, well, I
like,
mean, you pick up stuff and slam it into them.
Is it quick time event style?
There
or
is
it
that,
real?
but it's
That's
more
what I
it's
think.
more actiony than that. I mean, there are those
For the most part,
moments.
it's like
and
real
stuff.
fights, but
Yeah.
sometimes you get into quick time action.
Yeah, 100%,
There's some
yeah.
guns in it, and
Yeah, yeah.
you can walk around
boss
rooms
battles
and
and
break
stuff. It's more like, hey,
everything.
here's a cool Yakuza crime thriller.
Yakuza crime thriller. Okay.
That's what I'm all about.
Judgment.
Got any more, Andrea?
Her list is depleted. So
I mean, not really. Obviously, I'm excited for Rage 2, but that's next week, so it's gonna be great. Id, making fast, fun
Yeah,
shooters.
that's true.
We'll see. I hope.
What do you mean we'll see?
I'm so doubtful on Rage
it got
2.
real quiet
Why?
after the preview event.
I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll see. I just like everything I've heard about it. I'm like, this doesn't sound great.
From the
fact
Just
that it's
Cause
like
Mad Max developers, though.
No, I get that. I get that.
I
We'll
know.
see.
I've played some. Look, we already know, and we've been allowed to talk about it. The driving, right? We played it right next to each other. That was the weakest thing at the time. And they were like, we know that the driving needs work. So I don't know if that's changed yet. I like the style of the game. I love the idea of using superpowers to create these combos as a first-person shooter with, these other powers. It's cool.
Yeah, I like that they are taking it in a more like crazy direction. I'm not sure how far across the crazy line they've gone. I asked Tim Willis about this from id when we got to speak to him at this preview event, which was several months ago now. What was that, January?
Probably.
Yeah, end
It
of
was
January.
It was a while
or-
ago.
Yeah, end of January, I think.
And because I really love the kind of grittiness of the first Rage, but this game feels way
change.
more like the shooting mechanics and the speed of Doom, paired with like the crazy open world antics of Just Cause from Avalanche. They kind of like had this weird baby,
Yeah,
and they
and it's
created this
got
new genre thing.
A little
Mashup.
Far Cry to it as well, don't you think? Like a little.
No, because like there's like so many other elements to Far Cry and the RPG structure of what Far Cry does that I'm not getting from Rage at all.
I guess I
But-
always say that because it's like you go from point A to point B, and you usually hop in a vehicle to go somewhere and fight people with guns. But
Right, but there's
that's-
no like tower clearing or anything like that. So
but you do level up and stuff like that.
yes,
and there's skill
obviously, yeah.
trees,
The
I can't
the
remember.
nanotrite abilities are the thing
Yeah.
that you go around the world to pick up and collect. I'm interested to see how they kind of meld that gameplay that id is so characteristically known for with Avalanche's open world stylings.
I
So
believe if you're listening to this on YouTube, it is available tonight on Monday night, probably leading into the Tuesday. It's May 14th. So I think
Yeah.
it's going to be super close to listening
see.
to this. So you tell us in the comments if you played it.
The last one on my list that we know is 2019 is Zelda Link's Awakening.
Yes,
Can't wait.
It's on my list.
Oh
too.
yeah,
Looks
I forgot all
beautiful.
about that.
What a
is
great
that?
game.
Do we know?
No, we just know it's
I mean,
2019.
it's you don't know when it is.
Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be great.
No,
And
I get
then-
the gameplay.
And Pokemon as well, but like honestly,
Fair
like
enough.
Pokemon's not something that I'm like super hyped for.
Really?
I'm surprised they just haven't
I thought
shown
you would
you
be.
anything.
Well, no,
yet, right?
I mean, because like when they showed the reveal, I was like, oh, it's another Pokemon. That's
Wait, is
cool.
it on your
I'm
list?
gonna play it. Pokemon?
yeah,
I mean, it's on a game. I'm gonna play it this year.
is it on your most anticipated list? But Fallen Order is
Yes.
interesting. You've seen a little more of like Pokemon from a gameplay. You love Pokemon, but I mean, I
Yeah,
know
but
you
from
love
the
Star
gameplay,
Wars
it's like
as well.
not blowing my skirt
I know.
out.
I just think it's interesting. Hopefully, they can show something around E3 Direct that sells us on it, right?
I don't think. I mean, I know what Pokemon is. Like watching that, there's nothing they can do that's gonna be like, all right,
It's so-
I can't fucking
What beats
wait
a water
now.
Pokemon?
What's up?
What beats a water Pokemon?
I don't know,
Electric
Greg. You'll have to
Pokemon?
find
Oh,
out.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought this was
electric.
going to be a really epic dad joke, and you failed me.
No, I was trying to pin him down if he's a fake Pokemon fan.
That's interesting.
It's not.
I'm just saying it's interesting because you're already mostly bought in. I get why you're always gonna just buy Pokemon or whatever, but you're never gonna be super hyped for it. I mean, this
Well,
is
if there was a giant change to
this is
it.
the but this is the
If it was like the Breath of the Wildization,
Here's
this
why.
doesn't look. You're saying it's the first console Pokemon. It doesn't seem like that.
That's what's getting me. I'm like, wait a second, like we've been asking for this forever.
Not for this. I have
Not like this.
The mechanics or what's wrong
This
with
looks. It looks like a B for your X and Y, B for your sun and moon.
it? Oh, well, that's what it is. But
Yeah.
but we've just not had it on console in full 3D, and like I That's why I'm
but that's the
looking
thing is, like, it doesn't matter on console. Like, we had a full 3D Pokemon on 3DS, and it was Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
And we're just getting more of that. This is not the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon that it could have been.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for from you. You want to see them more natural, like
Oh, yeah.
really groundbreaking. Pokemon
Absolutely.
on it.
Then I'd be fucking hot.
It's necessary at this point, I think.
Yeah. I get it now, actually. I would prefer that too. Like Breath of the Wild, I was already bought in on Zelda, different story, but once I saw what they did mechanically with it, I was like, wow, this is a really big change. And I wasn't even sure it was going to work. And then I was like, oh my God, this is totally game of the year, you know? And yeah, I don't think that's going to happen with Pokemon. Like, I know what to expect.
It could have, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Do you have any more to close out the show, Greg?
Yeah, you want them fast and
Yeah.
furious? Number 7, I put The Outer Worlds from Obsidian,
Yeah.
that new RPG. Can't wait for that.
Is that this year?
Yeah.
That's what they say. Yeah.
It's available for
Cool.
pre-order.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Number 8, I put Control from Remedy. Me and Andy went and played it a while back. Super into it.
Oh, yeah, you
Crazy
played it.
sci-fi, crazy powers, all about it. And then number 10, I put After Party from Night School. Very excited for
It
that.
does look cool.
What's that again?
That's the one where you got to outdrink the devil in hell.
does look good.
What are the gameplay mechanics?
It's a narrative adventure game.
Okay.
It's from Night School, the guys and gals
Who did Oxenfree.
Oh, yeah, they did Oxenfree. Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Kind of Funny Games cast. We will see you later. Twitch.tv/Kind of Funny Games every morning, 10 a.m. for Kind of Funny Games daily.